Hello everybody, welcome back to Storytime with Dog. And in this video is a very special video indeed. Do you like Dr. Seuss? I know I do. I love all of his books. Today I'm going to read a lot of them. Dr. Seuss? What was I scared of? I don't know. Green eggs and ham? Fox in socks. Dr. Seuss's ABCs. Hop on pop. One fish, two fish, red fish, blue fish. The cat in the hat. And the cat in the hat comes back. Oh, say, can you say? The foot book. Did I ever tell you how lucky you are? I can lick 30 tigers today. And other stories. Yertle the Turtle. And other stories too. And all the places you'll go. So, there's a lot of Dr. Seuss books today. And I really hope you stick around and read them all with me. Or just sit back and listen and I'll read them to you. All right? All right, let's get started. What was I scared of? It's a tiny little book. Well, I was walking in the night, and I saw nothing scary, for I have never been afraid of anything, not very. Then I was deep within the woods, when suddenly I spied them. I saw a pair of pale green pants, with nobody inside them. I wasn't scared, but yet I stopped. What could those pants be there for? What could a pair of pants at night be standing in the air for? Ooh. And then they moved, those empty pants. They kind of started jumping. And then my heart, I must admit, it kind of started thumping. So I got out fast as I could go, sir. I wasn't scared, but pants like that I did not care for, no, sir. After that, a week went by. Then one dark night in Greenwich, I had to do an errand there and fetch some Greenwich spinach. Well, I had fetched the spinach. I was starting back through town when those pants raced around the corner, and they almost knocked me down. I lost my Greenwich spinach, but I didn't even care. I ran for home, believe me. I had really had a scare. Now, bicycles were never made for pale green pants to ride 'em, especially spooky pale green pants with nobody inside 'em. And the next night I was fishing for double trout on Rover River when those pants came rowing toward me. Well, I started in to shiver. And by now I was so frightened that I'll tell you, but I hate to. I screamed and rowed away and lost my hook and line and bait too. Oh no. I ran and found a brickle bush. I hid myself away. I got brickets in my breeches, but I stayed there anyway. I stayed all night, the next night too. I'd be there still, no doubt. But I had to do an errand, so the next night I went out. I had to do an errand, had to pick a peck of snide in a dark and gloomy snide field that was almost 9 miles wide. I said, I do not fear those pants with nobody inside them. I said and said and said those words. I said them, but I lied them. Then I reached inside a snide bush, and the next thing that I knew, I felt my hand touch someone, and I'll bet that you know who. And there I was, caught in the snide, and in that dreadful place, those spooky empty pants and I were standing face to face. I yelled for help, I screamed, I shrieked, I howled, I yowled, I cried, oh, shave me from these pale green pants with nobody inside. But then a strange thing happened. Why, those pants began to cry. Those pants began to tremble. They were just as scared as I. I never heard such whimpering, and I began to see that I was just as strange to them as they were strange to me. I put my arm around their waist and sat right down beside them. I calmed them down, poor empty pants with nobody inside them. And now we meet quite often, those empty pants and I, and we never shake or tremble. We both smile, and we say, hi. What a cute book. Oh, say can you say. I think that's what that says. Yep. Oh, say can you say. Said a book reading parrot named Hooey. The words in this book are all phooey. When you say them, your lips will make slips and backflips, and your tongue may end up like in St. Louis. Do you like fresh fish? It's just fine at Finney's Diner. Finney also has some fresher fish that's fresher and much finer. But his best fish is his freshest fish, and Finney says with pride, the finest fish at Finney's is my freshest fish, French fried. So don't order the fresh or the fresher fish at Finney's. If you're wise, you'll say, fetch me the finest French fried, freshest fish that Finney fries. Whew. We have a dinosaur named Din. Din's thin. Din doesn't have much skin, and the bones fall out of his left front shin. Then we have to call in Penrith Blin, who comes in with his handy shin pin bin, and with a thin Blin shin bone pin, Blin pins Din's shin bones right back in. Oh, my tongue. Bed spreaders spread beds. Bed spreaders spread spreads on beds. Bread spreaders spread butters on breads. And that bed spreader better watch out how he's spreading, or that bread spreader's sure gonna butter his bedding. Oh my gosh, that was hard. If you can, you should pause the video and try to read these by yourself. It's very hard to do. Ape cakes, grape cakes. As he gobbled the cakes on his plate, the greedy ape said as he ate, the greener green grapes are, the keener keen capes are, to gobbled green grape cakes. They're great. Are you having trouble in saying this stuff? It's really quite easy for me. I just look in my mirror and say what I say, and then I just say what I see. Now let's talk about money. You should leave your groks home when you travel by air. If you take 'em along, they'll charge double the fare, and your groks must be packed and locked up in the groks box, which costs much, much more than the little old fox box. So it's heaps a lot cheaper to fly with your foxes than waste all that money on boxes for groxes. And what do you think costs more, a simple thimble or a single shingle? A simple thimble could cost less than a single shingle would, I guess. So I think that the single shingle should cost more than the simple thimble would. Eat at Skipper Zip's. If you like to eat potato chips and chew pork chops on clipper ships, I suggest that you chew a few chips and a chop at Skipper Zip's clipper ship chip chop shop. And if your tongue is getting queasy, don't give up. The next one's easy. Oh, that's good. I'm glad it's easy. The Fudnutters. The Fudnuddlers. There are so many things that you really should know, and that's why I'm bothering telling you so. You should know the first names of the Fudnuddler brothers, who like to pile each on the heads of the others. If you start at the top, there are Bipper, this Bud, and Skipper, and Jipper, and Jeffrey, and Judd, Horatio, Horace, and Hendricks, and Hud, and then come Dinwoody, and Dinty, and Dud, and Fitzsimmons, and Frederick, and Fudd, and Slinky, and Stinky, and Stewart, and Stud, and down at the bottom is poor little Lud. But if Lud ever sneezes, his name will be Mud. Whew. I thought they said that was going to be easy. That wasn't easy at all. Quack, quack. We have 2 ducks, one blue, one black, and when our blue duck goes quack, quack, our black duck quickly quack, quacks back. The quack's blue quacks make her quite a quacker, but black's is the quicker quacker backer. And speaking of quacks, reminds me of cracks and stacks and sacks and shacks and schnacks. So, oh, say, can you say I have cracks in my shack, I have smoke in my stack, and I think there's a schnack in the sack on my back. My tongue is in a knot right now. West Beast, East Beast. Upon an island hard to reach, the East Beast sits upon his beach. Upon the West Beach sits the West Beast. Each beach beast thinks he's the best beast. Which beast is best? Well, I thought at first that the East was best and the West was worst. Then I looked again from the West to the East, and I liked the beast on the East Beach least. Oh my gosh. I don't know if I'm going to make it to this book. Oh, it's all hard. Pete Pat's Pigs. Pete Briggs Pat's Pigs, Briggs Pat's Pink Pigs, Briggs Pat's Big Pigs. Don't ask me why, it doesn't matter. Pete Briggs is a pink pig. Big pig patter. Pete Briggs pats his big pink pigs all day. Don't ask me why, I cannot say. Then Pete puts his patted pigs away in his Pete Briggs pink pigs, big pigs pig pen. Fritz food, Fred food. Fritz needs Fred, and Fred needs Fitz. Fritz feeds Fred, and Fred feeds Fritz. Fred feeds Fritz with Ritzy Fred food. Fritz feeds Fred with Ritzy Fritz food. And Fritz, when fed, has often said, I'm a Fred fed Fritz. Fred's a Fritz fed Fred. That was the hardest one. Oh. How to tell a klotz from a glotz. Well, the glotz, you will notice, has lots of black spots. The klotz is quite different with lots of black dots. But the big problem is that the spots on the glotz are about the same size as the dots on the klotz. So you first have to spot who the one with the dots is. Then it's easy to tell who the klotz or the glotz is. Oh, that was a kind of nice one. I like that one. Ooh. What would you rather be when you grow up? A cop in a cop's cap, or a cupcake cook in a cupcake cook cap, or a fat flapjack flapper in a flat flapped jack cap, Or if you think you don't like cups, caps, flapjack flappers, or cupcake cooks caps, maybe you're one of those choosy chaps who likes cookie captain's caps, perhaps. More about Blinn. Well, when Blinn comes home tired from his work pinning shins, the happiest hour of old Blinn's day begins. Mr. Blinn is the father of musical twins who, tucking twin instruments under their chins, lull their daddy to sleep with twin Blinn violins. And, oh say can you say, far away in Berlin, a musical urchin named Gretchen von Schwinn has a blue-footed, true-footed, trick-fingered, slick-fingered, six-fingered, six-stringed, tin Schwinn mandolin. Holy moly! Rope soap, hoop soap. If you hope to wash soup off a rope, simply scrub it with scrope. Scrope is so strong that no rope is too long. But if you should wish to wash soup off a hoop, I suggest that it's best to let your whole silly souped up hoop soak in a soupy Cooper's super soup off hoop soak suds. I can't. It's too hard. Merry Christmas, mush. One year we had a Christmas brunch with Merry Christmas munch to munch, but I don't think you'd care for such. We didn't like to mush much. That was short but very hard. And speaking of Christmas, here are some great gifts to give your daddy. If your daddy's name is Jim, and if Jim swims, and if Jim's slim, the perfect Christmas gift for him is a set of Slim Jim swim fins. But if your daddy's name is Dwight, and he likes to look at birds at night, the gift for Dwight that might be right is a bright Dwight bird flight night sight light. One more, I think. But never give your daddy a walrus. A walrus with whiskers is not a good pet, and a walrus with which whispers is worse even yet. When a walrus lisps, whispers, though, or through tough, rough, wet whiskers, your poor daddy's ear will get blispers and bliskers. And that's almost enough of such stuff for one day. One more and you're finished. Oh, say, can you say? Oh, one more. The storm starts when the drops start dropping. When the drops stop dropping, then the storm starts stopping. I like that too. Oh my gosh. That was such a hard book. I dare anyone to try to say those as well as I did. I didn't do very well. Did I ever tell you how lucky you are? When I was quite young and quite small for my size, I met an old man in the desert of Dries, and he sang me a song I will never forget. At least, well, I haven't forgotten it yet. He sat in a terribly prickly place, but he sang with a sunny, sweet smile on his face. When you think things are bad, when you feel sour and blue, when you start to get mad, you should do what I do. Just tell yourself, ducky, you're really quite lucky. Some people are much more, oh, ever so much more, oh, much more unlucky than you. Yeah. Be glad you don't work on the Bungle Bung Bridge, and they're building across Boomer Bay at Bum Ridge. It's a troublesome world, all the people who are in it, all trouble with troubles almost every minute. You ought to be thankful a whole heaping lot for the places and the people you're lucky you're not. Just suppose, for example, you lived in Gazette, and you got caught in that traffic on Highway 8. Ew. Or suppose, for an instance, you lived in Gazaire with your bedroom up there and your bathroom up there. Oh, no. Suppose, just suppose, you were poor Herbie Hart, who has taken his thrombodulator apart. He never will get it together, I'm sure. He never will know if the gick or the gur fits into the scrux or the snucks or the snur. Yes, Ducky, you're lucky you're not Herbie Hart, who has taken his thrombodulator apart. Think they work you too hard? Think of poor Allie Sard. He has to mow grass in his uncle's backyard, and it's quick-growing grass, and it grows as he mows it. The faster he mows it, the faster he grows it. And all that his stingy old uncle will pay for his shoving that mower round in that hay is the piffless pay of 2 duklas a day. And Allie can't live on such piffless pay. So he has to paint flagpoles on Sundays and grooves. How lucky you are you don't live in his shoes. And poor Mr. Bix, every morning at 6, poor Mr. Bix has his boyfriend to fix. It doesn't seem fair, it just doesn't seem right, and his boyfriend just seems to go schlump every night. It schlumps in a heap, sadly needing repair. Bix figures it's due to the local night air. It takes him all day to unschlump it, and then the night air comes back and it schlumps once again. So don't you feel blue. Don't get down in the dumps. You're lucky you don't have a boyfriend that schlumps. And while we're at it, consider the schlots, the crumple-horned, web-footed, green-bearded schlots, whose tail's entailed with unsolvable knots. If he isn't muchly most worse off than you, I'll eat my umbrella, and that's just what I'll do. And you're lucky indeed you don't ride on a camel. To ride on a camel, you sit on a whammel. A whammel, you know, is a sort of saddle, held on by a button that's known as a faddle. And boy, if your old whammel faddle gets loose, I'm telling you, Ducky, you're gone like a goose. And poor Mr. Potter, T-crosser, I-dotter. He has to cross T's and he has to dot I's in an I&D factory out in Van Nuys. Oh, the jobs people work at out west near Hotch. There's a Hotcher bee watcher. His job is to keep both his eyes on the lazy town bee. A bee that is watched will work harder, you see. Well, he watched and he watched, but in spite of his watch, that bee didn't work any harder. Not much. So then somebody said, our old bee watching man just isn't bee watching as hard as he can. He ought to be watched by another Hotcher. The thing that we need is a bee watcher. Well, the bee watcher watched the bee watcher. He didn't watch well, so another Hotcher had to come in as a watcher. And today all the Hotchers who live in Hotch are watching on watching the watcher who's watching that bee. You're not a Hotch watcher. You're lucky, you see. Oh. Whew. And how fortunate you're not Professor DeBreeze, who has spent the past 32 years, if you please, trying to teach Irish ducks how to read Javanese. And think of all the poor puffing Poogle players who have to parade down the Poogle stairs every morning to wake up the Prince of Poop Boken. It's awful how often their Poogles get broken. And oh, just suppose you were poor Harry Hadow. Try as he will, he can't make any shadow. He thinks that perhaps something's wrong with his jizz. And I think that, by golly, there probably is. And the brothers Bazoo, the poor brothers Bazoo, suppose your hair grew like theirs happened to do. You think you're unlucky? I'm telling you, ducky, some people are muchly, oh, ever so muchly more unlucky than you. And suppose that you lived in that forest in France, where the average young person just hasn't a chance to escape from the perilous pants-eating plants. But your pants are safe, you're a fortunate guy, and you ought to be shouting, "How lucky am I?" And speaking of plants, you should be greatly gladdish you're not Farmer Falkenberg's 17 radish. And you're so lucky you're not Gucky Gown, who lives by himself 90 miles out of town in the ruins of Ronk. Ronk is rather run down. And you're so lucky you're not a left sock left behind by mistake in the caverns of Croc. Oh, right there. Right there. Thank goodness for all the things you are not. Thank goodness you're not something someone forgot and left all alone in some punkerish place, like a rusty tin coat hanger hanging in space. That's why I say, ducky, don't grumble, don't stew. Some critters are much, oh, ever so much, so muchly much more unlucky than you. Oh, I can lick 30 tigers today, and other stories. Ooh, 30 tigers. That's a lot of tigers to be licking. I can lick 30 tigers today. Well, maybe 29. You down there with the curly hair, will you please step out of line? I can lick 29 tigers today. Well, that's sort of mean thing to do. I'll cut down my list. First group is dismissed. I'll beat up the next 22. I can lick 22 tigers today. Well, maybe I'll lick 13. You in the front row, you're excused, you may go. Your fingernails aren't very clean. I can lick 13 tigers today. Well, quite a few of you seem underweight. It's not fair, after all, to lick tigers so small. I think I'll only lick 8. I can lick 8 tigers today. Well, you look sort of sleepy to me. Some of you chaps should go home and take naps. I only intend to lick 3. I can lick 3 big tigers today. Well, it's frightfully hot in the sun. You two, I'm afraid, should lie down in the shade. You're safe. I shall only lick 1. I can lick 1 mighty tiger today. But, I have sort of a hunch that noontime is near. You just wait for me here. I'll beat you up right after lunch. King Louis Cats. Way back in the olden golden days, in the year 139, a fancy cat named Louis was the king of Katzenstein. King Louis was a proud cat, mighty proud of his royal tail. He had it washed every morning in a 10-gallon golden pail. My tail is such a lovely tail, King Louis used to brag. My tail must never touch the earth. My tail must never drag. So Louis Cats made Phooey Cats follow him around, and Phooey kept the kingly thing from dragging on the ground. Well, all was fine in Katzenstein. The king's tail wasn't dragging, but one day Phooey looked behind and saw that his was sagging. My lovely tail, he sighed with pride. Oh, this will never do. If Louis has his tail held up, I'm going to have mine too. So Phooey Cats made Cooey Cats follow him around, and Cooey Cats kept Phooey's tail from dragging on the ground. Now all was fine in Katzenstein till Cooey's pride was hurt when he discovered his fine tail was dragging in the dirt. So Cooey made a cat named Chewy follow him around, and Chewy Cat kept Cooey's tail from dragging on the ground. And so it went in Katzenstein. Next Chewy Cats got Hooey, and Hooey Cats got Bluey Cats, and Bluey Cats got Prooey, till all the cats in Katzenstein were hiking round and round, all keeping one another's tails from dragging on the ground. All proud except for one small cat. The last cat in the line. The last cat of all the cats that lived in Katzenstein. A most unhappy little cat named Zooey Katzenbein. His tail would never be held up, and poor old Zooey knew it, because holding up a cat's tail takes another cat to do it. Poor Zooey got so awfully mad, so mad he could have spit, but he did a far, far braver thing. He simply yelled, I quit! I cannot, shall not, will not lug this stupid thing around. He slammed the tail of Prooey Cats. He slammed it to the ground. Then Prooey Cat slammed Bluey's tail, and Bluey Cats slammed Hooey's, and Hooey Cat slammed Chewy's tail, and Chewy Cat slammed Cooey's. All tails in Katzenstein were slammed, including proud King Louis. And since that day in Katzenstein, all cats have been more grown up. They're all more democratic, because each cat holds his own up. The glunk that got thunk. A thing my sister likes to do some evenings after supper is sit upstairs in her small room and use her thinker-upper. She turns her thinker-upper on, she lets it softly purr. It thinks up friendly little things with smiles and fuzzy fur. And she sometimes does this by the hour. Then, when she's tired of play, she turns on her unthinker and unthinks the things away. Well, one evening she was thinking up some fuzzy little stuff, and sister sighed, This stuff's all right, but it's not fun enough. I've got to think up bigger things. I'll bet I can, you know. I'll speed my thinker-upper up as fast as it will go. Think, think, she cried. Her thinker-upper gave a snorty snore. It started thunk, thunk, thunking, as it never had before. With all her might, her eyes shut tight, she cried, thunk, thunk, some more. Then blunk, her thinker-upper thunked, a double clunker clunk. My sister's eyes flew up and she saw she'd thunked a glunk. He was greenish, not too cleanish, and he sort of had bad breath. Good gracious, gasped my sister, I have thunked up quite a meth. She turned on her unthinker, tried to think the glunk away, but she found that her unthinker didn't seem to work that day. The glunk just smiled and said, Dear child, you can't unthink a glunk. Ask anyone, they'll tell you that a glunk can't be unthunk. I'm here to stay forever in your lovely, lovely home. And now, with your permission, dear, I'll use your telephone. I'll call my mother every night. It gives her such joy. She lives 9,000 miles away, and I'm her only boy. Long distance is expensive, Sister cried. Get off that line. But the glunk dialed Texacola Cut 123409. Hello, dear mother, gabbed the glunk. I hope you're feeling fine, and don't worry about the phone bill. It's all paid by a friend of mine. Oh, I've just called you up to tell you how I love you. Oh, I do. And today I did some cooking, and I cooked some glunker stew. Let me tell you how I did it. You may want to make some time, too. Or make some, too. You take a cup of applesauce. You add a pinch of straw. You drop in 14 oysters, 7 cooked and 7 raw. You beat it to a frazzle with a special frazzle spade. Then you pour it in a rubber boot half filled with lemonade. Then you toss it in the mixer where you spruggle it and spin it. Stop, my sister yelled. This costs $10 every minute. Money? Pooh, the glunk just laughed. Don't think of things like that. Then he said, Now, darling mother, let me see, where was I at? Oh, you take it off the mixer, then the stew is nicely pink, then you add a hunk of something, hunk of chunk-a-lunk, I think. Then you chunk in chunks of chiclets, then you plunk in 7 cherries, and then you plunk in, mother dear, 3 dozen kinds of berries. Now, mother mine, please do this right, those berries that you're plunking, unless you plunk them with great care. Will keep the stew from glunking. Stop, stop, the little sister screamed. It's not a funny joke. My father can't afford this call. My father will go broke. Now you keep still, the glunk snapped back. He kicked her in the shin. Don't you interrupt my mother when she's plunking berries in. Now, mother, plunk 1 berry blue. Now plunk 1 berry raz. What's that? You have no raspberries? Oh, everybody has. But you don't have berries. Raz, a schnutzberry will do. You have a schnutz? I know you have. Now plunk it in the stew. And he went on talking berries with his dear old darling mother. He jabbered and he blabbered 1 whole hour and then another. He talked about $300 worth. His sister shook with fright. This glunk might cost me millions. He might jabber on all night. My father will be ruined. We'll be penniless. We're sunk unless I can unthunk him. Oh, I must unthunk this glunk. And that is how I found them. She was standing there unthunking. The glunk still talking glunker stew. That glunk was not unglunking. Could she unthunk the glunk alone? It's very doubtful whether. So I turned on my unthinker. We unthunk the glunk together. Then I gave her quite a talking to about her thinker-upper. Now she only thinks up fuzzy things in the evening after supper. That was a cute book too. Yertle the Turtle and Other Stories. On the faraway island of Salama Sound, Yertle the Turtle was king of the pond. A nice little pond. It was clean, it was neat. The water was warm, there was plenty to eat. The turtles had everything turtles might need, and they were all happy, quite happy indeed. They were, until Yertle, the king of them all, decided the kingdom he ruled was too small. "I'm ruler," said Yertle, "of all that I see, but I don't see enough. That's the trouble with me. With this stone for a throne, I look down on my pond, but I cannot look down on the places beyond. This throne that I sit on is too low down. It ought to be higher," he said with a frown. "If I could sit higher, or how much greater I'd be. What a king! I'd be ruler of all I could see." So Yertle the Turtle King lifted his hand, and Yertle the Turtle King gave a command. He ordered 9 turtles to swim to his stone, and using these turtles, he built a new throne. He made each turtle stand on another one's back, and he piled them all up in a 9-turtle stack. And then Yertle climbed up, he sat down on that pile. What a wonderful view! He could see most a mile. "All mine!" Yertle cried. "Oh, the things I now rule! I'm king of a cow, and I'm king of a mule. I'm king of a house, and what's more beyond that, I'm king of a blueberry bush and a cat. I'm Yertle the Turtle, oh, marvelous me, for I am the ruler of all that I see." And all through that morning he sat there up high, saying over and over, "A great king am I," until along about noon. Then he heard a faint sigh. "What's that?" snapped the king, and he looked down the stack, and he saw at the bottom a turtle named Mac, just a part of his throne, and this plain little turtle looked up and he said, "Beg your pardon, King Yertle. I've pains in my neck and my shoulders and knees. How long must we stand here, your majesty, please?" "Silence!" the king of the turtles barked back. "I'm king and you're only a turtle named Mac. You stay in your place while I sit here and rule. I'm king of a cow and I'm king of a mule. I'm king of a house and a bush and a cat, and that isn't all. I'll do better than that. My throne shall be higher," his royal voice thundered. "So pile up more turtles. I want about 200. Turtles, more turtles!" he bellowed and brayed, and the turtles way down in the pond were afraid. They trembled, they shook, but they came, they obeyed. From all over the pond they came swimming by dozens, whole families of turtles with uncles and cousins, and all of them stepped on the head of poor Mac. One after another they climbed up the stack. Then Yertle the Turtle was perched up so high he could see 40 miles from his throne in the sky. "Hooray!" shouted Yertle. "I'm king of the trees. I'm king of the birds, and I'm king of the bees. I'm king of the butterflies, king of the air. Ah, me, what a throne! What a wonderful chair! I'm Yertle the Turtle, oh, marvelous me! For I am the ruler of all that I see." Then again from below in the great heavy stack came a groan from that plain little turtle named Mac. "Your Majesty, please, I don't like to complain, but down here below we are feeling great pain. I know up on top you are seeing great sights, but down at the bottom we too should have rights. We turtles can't stand it, our shells will all crack. Besides, we need food. We are starving," groaned Mac. "You hush up your mouth," howled the mighty King Yertle. "You've no right to talk to the world's highest turtle. I rule with the clouds, over land, over sea. There's nothing, no nothing, that's higher than me." But while he was shouting, he saw with surprise that the moon of the evening was starting to rise, up over his head in the darkening skies. "What's that?" snorted Yertle. "Say, what is that thing that dares to be higher than Yertle the King? I shall not allow it. I'll go higher still. I'll build my throne higher. I can and I will. I'll call some more turtles. I'll stack 'em to heaven. I need about 5,607. But as Yertle the Turtle King lifted his hand and started to order and give the command, that plain little turtle below in the stack, that plain little turtle whose name was just Mac, decided he'd taken enough, and he had. And that plain little lad got a little bit mad. And that plain little Mac did a plain little thing. He burped, and his burp shook the throne of the king. And Yertle the Turtle, the king of the trees, the king of the air, and the birds and the bees, and the king of the house, and the cow and the mule, well, that was the end of the Turtle King's rule. For Yertle, the king of all Salasond, fell off his high throne and fell plunk in the pond. And today the great Yertle, that marvelous he, is king of the mud. That is all he can see. And the turtles, of course, all the turtles are free, as turtles and maybe all creatures should be. Gertrude McFuzz. There once was a girl bird named Gertrude McFuzz, and she had the smallest plain tail ever was. One droopy droop feather, that's all that she had. And oh, that one feather made Gertrude so sad. For there was another young bird that she knew, a fancy young birdie named La-la-lee-loo, and instead of one feather behind, she had two. Poor Gertrude, whenever she happened to spy Miss La-la-lee-loo flying by in the sky, she got very jealous. She frowned and she pouted. Then one day she got awfully mad and she shouted, "This just isn't fair. I have one, she has two. I must have a tail, just like La-la-lee-loo." So she flew to her uncle, a doctor named Dake, whose office was high in a tree by the lake, and she cried, "Uncle Doctor, oh, please, do you know of some kind of pill that will make my tail grow?" "Tut, tut," said the doctor. "Such talk, how absurd! Your tail is just right for your kind of bird." Then Gertrude had tantrums. She raised such a din that finally her uncle, the doctor, gave in, and he told her just where she could find such a pill, on a pillberry vine on the top of a hill. "Oh, thank you," chirped Gertrude McFuzz, and she flew right straight to the hill where the pillberry grew. Yes, there was the vine, and as soon as she saw it, she plucked off a berry. She started to gnaw it. It tasted just awful, almost made her sick. But she wanted that tail, so she swallowed it quick. Then she felt something happen. She felt a small twitch, as if she'd been tapped down behind by a switch. And Gertrude looked round and she cheered. It was true. 2 feathers, exactly like Lala Lee Loo. Then she got an idea. "Now I know what I'll do. I'll grow a tail better than Lala Lee Loo. These pills that grow feathers are working just fine." So she nibbled another one off of the vine. She felt a new twitch, and then Gertrude yelled, "Wee! Miss Lala has only just 2, and I have 3. When Lala Lee Loo sees this beautiful stuff, she'll fall right down flat on her face, sure enough. I'll show her who's pretty, I certainly will. Why, I'll make my tail even prettier still." She snatched at those berries that grew on that vine. She gobbled down 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And she didn't stop eating, young Gertrude McFuzz, till she'd eaten 3 dozen. That's all that there was. Then the feathers popped out with a zang, with a zing. They blossomed like flowers that bloom in the spring, all fit for a queen. What a sight to behold! They sparkled like diamonds and gumdrops and gold, like silk, like spaghetti, like satin, like lace. They burst out like rockets all over the place. They waved in the air and they swished in the breeze, and some were as long as the branches of trees. And still they kept growing. They popped and they popped until long about sundown, when finally they stopped. "And now," giggled Gertrude, "the next thing to do is to fly right straight home and show Lala Lee Loo. And when Lala sees these, why, her face will get red and she'll let out a scream and she'll fall right down dead." Then she spread out her wings to take off from the ground, but with all of those feathers, she weighed 90 pounds. She yanked and she pulled and she let out a squawk, but that bird couldn't fly, couldn't run, couldn't walk. And all through the night she was stuck on that hill, and Gertrude McFuzz might be stuck up there still. If her good Uncle Dake hadn't heard the girl yelp, he rushed to her rescue and brought along help. To lift Gertrude up almost broke all their beaks, and to fly her back home it took almost 2 weeks. And then it took almost another week more to pull out those feathers. My, Gertrude was sore. And finally, when all the pulling was done, Gertrude behind her again had just one. That one little feather she had as a starter. But now that's enough, because now she is smarter. The Big Brag. The rabbit felt mighty important that day on top of the hill in the sun where he lay. He felt so important up there on that hill that he started in bragging as animals will. And he boasted out loud as he threw out his chest, "Of all the beasts in the world, I'm the best. On land and on sea, even up in the sky, no animal lives who is better than I." "What's that?" growled a voice that was terribly gruff. "Now, why do you say such ridiculous stuff?" The rabbit looked down and he saw a big bear. "I'm best of the beasts," said the bear, "and so there." "You're not," snapped the rabbit. "I'm better than you." "Pooh," the bear snorted. "Again, I say pooh. You talk mighty big, Mr. Rabbit, that's true. But how can you prove it? Just what can you do?" Thought the rabbit. "Now what can I do?" He thought and he thought. Then he finally said, "Mr. Bear, do you see these 2 ears on my head? My ears are so keen and so sharp and so fine, no ears in the world can hear further than mine." "Huh!" the bear grunted. He looked at each ear. "You say they are good," said the bear with a sneer. "But how do I know just how far they can hear?" "I'll prove," said the rabbit. "My ears are the best. You sit there and watch me. I'll prove it by test." Then he stiffened his ears till they both stood up high and pointed straight up at the blue of the sky. He stretched his ears open as wide as he could. "Shh! I am listening," he said as he stood. He listened so hard that he started to sweat, and the fur on his ears and his forehead got wet. For 7 long minutes he stood. Then he stirred, and he said to the bear, "Do you know what I heard? Do you see that far mountain? It's 90 miles off. There's a fly on that mountain. I just heard him cough. Now, the cough of a fly, sir, is quite hard to hear when he's 90 miles off, but I heard it quite clear. So you see," bragged the rabbit, "it's perfectly true that my ears are the best. So I'm better than you." The bear for a moment just sulked as he sat, for he knew that his ears couldn't hear things like that. "This rabbit," he thought, "made a fool out of me. Now I've got to prove that I'm better than he." So he said to the rabbit, "You hear pretty well. You can hear 90 miles. But how far can you smell? I'm the greatest of smellers," he bragged. "See my nose? This nose on my face is the finest that grows. My nose can smell anything, both far and near. With my nose, I can smell twice as far as you hear." "You can't," snapped the rabbit. "I can," growled the bear. Then he stuck his big nose way up high in the air. He wiggled that nose, and he sniffed and he snuffed. He waggled that nose, and he whiffed and he wuffed. For more than 10 minutes he snaffed and he snuffed. Then he said to the rabbit, "I've smelled far enough." "All right," said the rabbit. "Come on now and tell. Exactly how far is the smell that you smell?" "Oh, I'm smelling a very far smell," said the bear. "Away past that fly on that mountain out there. I'm smelling past many great mountains beyond, 600 miles more to the edge of the pond. And way, way out there by the pond you can't see is a very small farm, and on the farm is a tree. On the tree is a branch, and on the branch is a nest. a very small nest where 2 tiny eggs rest. 2 hummingbird eggs, only half an inch long. But my nose, said the bear, is so wonderfully strong. My nose is so good that I smelled without fail that the egg on the left is a little bit stale. And that is a thing that no rabbit can do. So you see, the bear boasted, I'm better than you. My smeller's so keen that it just can't be beat. What's that? Called a voice from way down by his feet. The bear and the rabbit looked down at the sound, and they saw an old worm crawling out of the ground. Now, boys, said the worm, you've been bragging a lot. You both think you're great, but I think you are not. You're not half as good as a fellow like me. You hear and you smell, but how far can you see? Now I'm here to prove that you big boasting guys, that your nose and your ears aren't as good as my eyes. And the little old worm cocked his head to one side, and he opened his eyes, and he opened them wide. And they looked far away with a strange sort of stare, as if they were burning 2 holes in the air. The eyes of that worm almost popped out of his head. He stared half an hour, till his eyelids got red. That's enough, growled the bear. Tell the rabbit and me, how far did you look, and just what did you see? Well, boys, the worm answered, that look that I took was a look that looked farther than you'll ever look. I looked across the ocean, way out to Japan, for I can see farther than anyone can. There's no one on earth who has eyesight that's finer. I looked past Japan, then I looked across China. I looked across Egypt and took a quick glance across the 2 countries of Holland and France. Then I looked across England and also Brazil. But I didn't stop there. I looked much farther still. And I kept right on looking and looking until I'd looked round the world and right back to this hill. And I saw on this hill, since my eyesight's so keen, the 2 biggest fools that I've ever been seen. And the fools that I saw were none other than you, who seem to have nothing else better to do than sit here and argue who's better than who. Then the little old worm gave his head a small jerk, and he dived in his hole and went back to his work. Oh, that's a good book. Oh, the places you'll go. By Dr. Seuss. Congratulations! Today is your day. You're off to great places. You're off and away. You have brains in your head, you have feet in your shoes, you can steer yourself any direction you choose. You're on your own, and you know what you know, and you are the guy who'll decide where to go, or girl. You look up and down streets, look 'em over with care. About some you will say, I don't choose to go there. With your head full of brains and your shoes full of feet, you're too smart to go down any not-so-good street. And you may not find any you'll want to go down. In that case, of course, you'll head straight out of town. It's opener there in the wide open air. Out there things can happen, and frequently do, to people as brainy and footsy as you. And when things start to happen, don't worry, don't stew, just go right along. You'll start happening too. Oh, the places you'll go. You won't lag behind because you'll have the speed. You'll pass the whole gang and you'll soon take the lead. Wherever you fly, you'll be best of the best. Wherever you go, you will top all the rest. Except when you don't, because sometimes you won't. I'm sorry to say so, but sadly it's true that bang-ups and hang-ups can happen to you. You can get all hung up in a prickly perch, and your gang will fly on. You'll be left in a lurch. You'll come down from the lurch with an unpleasant bump, and the chances are then that you'll be in a slump. And when you're in a slump, you're not in for much fun. Unslumping yourself is not easily done. You will come to a place where the streets are not marked. Some windows are lighted, but mostly they're darked. A place you could sprain both your elbow and chin. Do you dare to stay out? Do you dare to go in? How much can you lose? How much can you win? And if you go in, should you turn left or right 3/4, or maybe not quite? Or go around back and sneak in from behind? Simple it's not, I'm afraid you will find, for a mind maker upper to make up his mind. You can get so confused that you'll start in to race down long wiggled roads at a break-necking pace, and grind on for miles across weirdish wild space, headed, I fear, towards a most useless place, the waiting place. For people just waiting for a train to go, or a bus to come, or a plane to go, or the mail to come, or the rain to go, or the phone to ring, or the snow to snow, or waiting around for a yes or no, or waiting for their hair to grow. Everyone is just waiting. Waiting for the fish to bite, or waiting for wind to fly a kite, or waiting around for a Friday night, or waiting perhaps for their Uncle Jake, or a pot to boil, or a better break, or a string of pearls, or a pair of pants, or a wig with curls, or another chance. Everyone is just waiting. No, that's not for you. Somehow you'll escape all that waiting and staying. You'll find the bright places where boom bands are playing. With banner flip-flapping, once more you'll ride high, ready for anything under the sky. Ready because you're that kind of guy or girl. Oh, the places you'll go. There is fun to be done. There are points to be scored. There are games to be won. And the magical things you can do with that ball will make you the winningest winner of all. Fame! You'll be famous as famous can be, with the whole wide world watching you win on TV. I'm afraid that sometimes you'll play lonely games too. Games you can't win, 'cause you'll play against you. All alone, whether you like it or not, alone will be something you'll be quite a lot. And when you're alone, there's a very good chance you'll meet things that scare you right out of your pants. There are some down the road between hither and yon that can scare you so much you won't want to go on. But on you will go, through the weather be foul. On you will go, though your enemies prowl. On you will go, though the hack and cracks howl. Onward up many a frightening creek, though your arms may get sore and your sneakers may leak. On and on you will hike, and I know you'll hike far and face up to your problems, whatever they are. You'll get mixed up, of course, as you already know. You'll get mixed up with many strange birds as you go. So be sure when you step with care and great tact, and remember that life's a great balancing act. Just never forget to be dexterous and deft, and never mix up your right foot with your left. And you will succeed. Yes, you will indeed. 98.75% guaranteed. Kid, you'll move mountains. So, be your name Buxom or Bixby or Bray or Mordecai Alley Van Halen O'Shea. You're off to great places. Today is your day. Your mountain is waiting. So, get on your way. The Foot Book. Left foot, right foot, left foot, right. Feet in the morning, feet at night. Left foot, left foot, left foot, right. Wet foot, dry foot, high foot, low foot. Front feet, back feet, red feet, black feet. Left foot, right foot, feet, feet, feet. How many, many feet you meet. Slow feet, quick feet, trick feet, sick feet. Up feet, down feet, here come clown feet. Small feet, big feet, Here come pig feet. His feet, her feet, fuzzy fur feet. In the house and on the street, how many, many feet you meet. Up in the air feet, over a chair feet. More and more feet, 24 feet. Here come more and more feet. Left foot, right foot, feet, feet, feet. Oh, how many feet you'll meet. One fish, two fish, red fish, blue fish. One fish, two fish, red fish, blue fish. Black fish, blue fish, old fish, new fish. This one has a little star. This one has a little car. Say, what a lot of fish there are. Yes, some are red and some are blue. Some are old and some are new. Some are sad and some are glad. And some are very, very bad. Why are they sad and glad and bad? I do not know. Go ask your dad. Some are thin and some are fat. The fat one has a yellow hat. From there to here and from here to there, funny things are everywhere. Here are some who like to run. They run for fun in the hot, hot sun. Oh me, oh my, oh me, oh my, what a lot of funny things go by. Some have 2 feet and some have 4. Some have 6 feet and some have more. Where do they come from? I can't say, but I bet they have come a long, long way. We see them come, we see them go. Some are fast and some are slow. Some are high and some are low. Not one of them is like another. Don't ask us why. Go ask your mother. Say, look at his fingers. 1, 2, 3. How many fingers do I see? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. He has 11. 11. This is something new. I wish I had 11 too. Bump, bump, bump. Did you ever ride a wump? We have a wump with just 1 hump. But we know a man called Mr. Gump. Mr. Gump has a 7 hump wump. So, if you like to go bump, bump, just jump on the hump of the wump of Gump. Who am I? My name is Ned. I do not like my little bed. This is no good, this is not right. My feet stick out of bed all night. And when I pull them in, oh dear, my head sticks out of bed up here. We like our bike, it is made for three. Our Mike sits up in back, you see. We like our Mike, and this is why Mike does all the work when the hills get high. Hello there, Ned, how do you do? Tell me, what is new? How are things in your little bed? What is new? Please tell me, Ned. I do not like this bed at all. A lot of things have come to call. A cow, a dog, a cat, a mouse. Oh, what a bed. Oh, what a house. Oh dear, I cannot hear. Will you please come over near? Will you please look in my ear? There must be something there, I fear. Say, look, a bird was in your ear, but he is out, so have no fear. Again your ear can hear, my dear. Look at that bird. My hat is old, my teeth are gold. I have a bird I like to hold. My shoe is off, my foot is cold. My shoe is off, my foot is cold. I have a bird I like to hold. My hat is old, my teeth are gold. And now my story is all told. I like that. We took a look. We saw a nook. On his head he had a hook. On his hook he had a book. On his book was how to cook. We saw him sit and try to cook. He took a look at the book on the hook. But a nook can't read, so a nook can't cook. So what good to a nook is a hook cookbook? I don't know. The moon was out, and we saw some sheep. We saw some sheep take a walk in their sleep. By the light of the moon, by the light of a star, they walked all night from near to far. I would never walk, I would take a car. I do not like this one so well. All he does is yell, yell, yell. I will not have this one about. When he comes in, I put him out. This one is quiet as a mouse. I like to have him in the house. At our house we open cans. We have to open many cans, and that is why we have a Zans. A Zans for cans is very good. Have you a Zans for cans? You should. I like to box, how I like to box. So every day I box a gox. In yellow socks I box my gox. I box in yellow gox box socks. It is fun to sing if you sing with a ying. My ying can sing like anything. I sing high and my ying sings low. And we are not too bad, you know. This one, I think, is called a yink. He likes to wink. He likes to drink. He likes to drink and drink and drink. The thing he likes to drink is ink. Ew. The ink he likes to drink is pink. He likes to wink and drink pink ink. So, if you have a lot of ink, then you should get a yink, I think. Hop, hop, hop. I am a yop. All I like to do is hop. From finger top to finger top. I hop from left to right, and then hop, hop, I hop right back again. I like to hop all day and night from right to left and left to right. Why do I like to hop, hop, hop? I do not know. Go ask your pop. Brush, 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 brush. Comb, 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 comb. Blue hair is fun to brush and comb. All girls who like to brush and comb should have a pet like this at home. Who is this pet? Say, he is wet. You never yet met a pet, I bet, as wet as they let this wet pet get. Did you ever fly a kite in bed? Did you ever walk with 10 cats on your head? Did you ever milk this kind of cow? Well, we can do it. We know how. If you never did, you should. These things are fun, and fun is good. Hello, hello, are you there? Hello, I called you up to say hello. I said hello. Can you hear me, Joe? Oh, no, I cannot hear your call. I cannot hear your call at all. This is not good, and I know why. A mouse has cut the wire. Goodbye. From near to far, from here to there, funny things are everywhere. These yellow pets are called the Zeds. They have one hair up on their heads. Their hair grows fast, so fast they say, they need a haircut every day. Who am I? My name is Ish. On my hand I have a dish. I have this dish to help me wish. When I wish to make a wish, I wave my hand with a big swish swish. Then I say, I wish for fish. And I get fish right on my dish. So if you wish to wish a wish, you may swish for fish with my ish wish dish. At our house we play out back. We play a game called Ring the Gack. Would you like to play this game? Come down. We have the only gack in town. Look what we found in the park in the dark. We will take him home. We will call him Clark. We will live at our house. He will grow and grow. With our mother like this, we don't know. And now, good night. It is time to sleep, so we will sleep with our pet Zeep. Today is gone, today was fun, tomorrow is another one. Every day from here to there, funny things are everywhere. What a very cute book. Oh, here's one you may all know. Green Eggs and Ham. I am Sam. Sam, I am. That's Sam I am, that's Sam I am. I do not like that Sam I am. Do you like green eggs and ham? Boing. I do not like them, Sam I am. I do not like green eggs and ham. Would you like them here or there? I would not like them here or there. I would not like them anywhere. I do not like green eggs and ham. I do not like them, Sam I am. Would you like them in a house? Would you like them with a mouse? I do not like them in a house. I do not like them with a mouse. I do not like them here or there. I do not like them anywhere. I do not like green eggs and ham. I do not like them, Sam I am. Would you eat them in a box? Would you eat them with a fox? Not in a box, not with a fox, not in a house, not with a mouse. I would not eat them here or there, I would not eat them anywhere. I would not eat green eggs and ham, I do not like them, Sam I am. Would you, could you, in a car, eat them, here they are. I would not, could not, in a car. You may like them, you will see, you may like them in a tree. I would not, could not, in a tree, not in a car, you let me be. I do not like them in a box, I do not like them with a fox. I do not like them in a house. I do not like them with a mouse. I do not like them here or there. I do not like them anywhere. I do not like green eggs and ham. I do not like them, Sam I am. A train, a train, a train, a train. Could you, would you own a train? Not on a train, not in a tree, not in a car. Sam, let me be. I would not, could not in a box. I could not, would not with a fox. I will not eat them with a mouse. I will not eat them in a house. I will not eat them here or there. I will not eat them anywhere. I do not like green eggs and ham. I do not like them, Sam I am. Say, in the dark, here in the dark, would you, could you in the dark? I would not, could not in the dark. Would you, could you in the rain? I would not, could not in the rain, not in the dark, not on a train, not in a car, not in a tree. I do not like them, Sam, you see, not in a house, not in a box, not with a mouse, not with a fox. I will not eat them here or there. I do not like them anywhere. You do not like green eggs and ham? I do not like them, Sam I am. Could you, would you with a goat? I would not, could not with a goat. Would you, could you on a boat? I could not, would not on a boat. I will not with a goat. I will not eat them in the rain. I will not eat them on a train. Not in the dark, not in a tree, not in a car. You let me be. I do not like them in a box. I do not like them with a fox. I will not eat them in a house. I do not like them with a mouse. I do not like them here or there. I do not like them anywhere. I do not like green eggs and ham. I do not like them, Sam I am. You do not like them, so you say. Try them, and you may. Try them, and you may, I say. Sam, if you will let me be, I will try them. You will see. Say, I like green eggs and ham. I do. I like them, Sam I am. And I would eat them in a boat, and I would eat them with a goat. And I will eat them in the rain and in the dark and on a train and in a car and in a tree. They are so good, you see. So I will eat them in a box, and I will eat them with a fox, and I will eat them in a house, and I will eat them with a mouse, and I will eat them here and there. Say, I will eat them anywhere. I do so like green eggs and ham. Thank you, Sam. I am. This book is Fox in Socks. Fox, socks, box, knocks. Knocks in box, fox in socks. Knocks on fox in socks in box. Socks on knocks and knocks in box. Fox in socks on box on knocks. Chicks with bricks come, chicks with blocks come. Chicks with bricks and blocks and clocks come. Look, sir, Mr. Knox, sir. Let's do tricks with the bricks and blocks, sir. Let's do tricks with the chicks and clocks, sir. First I'll make a quick trick brick stack. Then I'll make a quick trick block stack. You can make a quick trick chick stack, and you can make a quick trick clock stack. Tongue twisters. And here's a new trick, Mr. Knox. Socks on chicks and chicks on fox. Fox on clocks, on bricks and blocks. Bricks and blocks on knocks on box. Now we come to ticks and tocks, sir. Try to say this, Mr. Knox, sir. Clocks on fox tick. Clocks on knocks talk. 6 sick bricks tick. 6 sick bricks or chicks talk. Please, sir, I don't like this trick, sir. My tongue isn't quick or slick, sir. I get all those ticks and clocks, sir, mixed up with the chicks and talks, sir. I can't do it, Mr. Fox, sir. I'm so sorry, Mr. Knox, sir. Here's an easy game to play. Here's an easy thing to say. New socks, 2 socks. Whose socks? Sue's socks. Who sews whose socks? Sue sews Sue's socks. Who sees who Sue? Who's new socks? Sue, sir. You see Sue. So, Sue's new socks, sir. That's not easy, Mr. Fox, sir. You're right, it's not easy. Who comes? Crow comes. Slow Joe Crow comes. Who sews crow's clothes? Sue sews crow's clothes. Slow Joe Crow sews whose clothes? Sue's clothes. Sue sews socks of fox and socks now. Slow Joe Crow sews knocks and box now. Sue sews rows on Slow Joe Crow's clothes. Fox sews hose on Slow Joe Crow's nose. Hose goes, rose grows, nose hose goes some, crow's rose grows some. Mr. Fox, I hate this game, sir. This game makes my tongue quite lame, sir. Mr. Knox, sir, what a shame, sir. We'll find something new to do. Here is lots of new blue goo now. New goo, blue goo, gooey, gooey, blue goo, new goo, gluey, gluey. Gooey goo for chewy chewing. That's what that goo goose is doing. Do you choose to chew goo too, sir? If, sir, you, sir, choose to chew, sir, with the goo goose chew, sir, do, sir. Mr. Fox, sir, I won't do it. I can't say it. I won't chew it. Very well, sir, step this way. We'll find another game to play. Bim comes, Ben comes, Ben brings Ben broom, Ben brings Bim broom. Ben bends Bim's broom, Bim bends Ben's broom. Bim bends Ben's bends. Ben's bent broom breaks, Bim's bent broom breaks. I think my tongue is broken. Ben's band, Bim's band, big bands, pig bands, Bim and Ben lead bands with brooms, Ben's band bands, and Bim's band booms. Whew. Pig band, boom band, big band, broom band, my poor mouth can't say that, no sir. My poor mouth is much too slow, sir. Well then, bring your mouth this way. I'll find it something it can say. Luke Luck likes lakes. Luke's duck likes lakes. Luke Luck licks lakes. Luke's duck licks lakes. Duck takes licks in lakes Luke Luck likes. Luke Luck takes licks in lakes duck likes. I can't blab such blibber blubber. My tongue isn't made of rubber. Mr. Knox, now, come now, come now. You don't have to be so dumb now. Try to say this, Mr. Knox, please. Through 3 cheese trees, 3 free fleas flew. While these fleas flew, freezy breeze blew. Freezy breeze made these 3 trees freeze. Freezy trees made these trees cheese freeze. That's what made these 3 free fleas sneeze. Stop it, that's enough, sir. I can't say such silly stuff, sir. Very well then, Mr. Knox, sir, let's have a little talk about Tweedlebeetles. What do you know about Tweedlebeetles? Well, when Tweedlebeetles fight, it's called a Tweedlebeetle battle. And when they battle in a puddle, it's a Tweedlebeetle puddle battle. And when Tweedlebeetles battle with paddles in a puddle, they call it a Tweedlebeetle puddle paddle battle. And when beetles battle beetles in a puddle paddle battle, and the beetle battle puddle in a bottle, they call this a Tweedlebeetle bottle puddle paddle battle muddle. And when beetles fight these battles in a bottle with their paddles and the bottles on a poodle and the poodle's eating noodles, and they call us a muddle puddle tweedle poodle beetle noodle bottle paddle battle. And now wait a minute, Mr. Socks Fox. When a fox is in the bottle where the Tweedlebeetles battle with their paddles in a puddle on a noodle-eatle poodle, this is what they call a Tweedlebeetle noodle poodle bottle paddled muddled duddled fuddled waddled fox in socks, sir. Fox and socks, our game is done, sir. Thank you for a lot of fun, sir. I think I may have to go to the hospital now and get a new tongue. Hop on pop. Up, pup, pup is up. Cup, pup, pup in cup. Pup, cup, cup on pup. Mouse, house, mouse on house. House, mouse, house on mouse. All tall. We all are tall. All small. We all are small. All ball. We all play ball. Ball, wall, up on a wall. All fall, fall off the wall. Day, play, we play all day. Night, fight, we fight all night. He, me, he is after me. Him, Jim, Jim is after him. C, B, we see a bee. CB3, now we see 3. 3, tree, 3 fish in a tree. Fish in a tree, how can that be? Red, red, they call me Red. Red, bed, I am in bed. Red, Ned, Ted, and Ed in bed. Pat, Pat, they call him Pat. Pat sat, Pat sat on a hat. Uh-oh. Pat, cat, Pat sat on a cat. Meow. Pat, bat, Pat sat on a bat. That's some talent right there. Pat, no, Pat, no. Don't sit on that. That would hurt his butt. Sad, dad, bad, had. Dad is sad, very, very sad. He had a bad day. What a day Dad had. Thing, thing. What is that thing? Thing, sing. That thing can sing. Oh. Song long, a long, long song. Goodbye, thing. You sing too long. Walk, walk. We like to walk. Walk, talk. We like to talk. Hop, hop. We like to hop. We like to hop on top of Pop. Oh! Stop! You must not hop on Pop. Mr. Brown, Mrs. Brown. Mr. Brown upside down. Pup up, Brown down. Pup is down. Where is Brown? Where is Brown? There is Brown. Mr. Brown is out of town. Snack. Oh, I missed the page. Back, black. Brown came back. Brown came back with Mr. Black. Oh, Mr. Black. Snack, snack. Eat a snack. Eat a snack with Brown and Black. Jump, bump. He jumped, he bumped. Fast, past. He went past fast. Went, tent, sent. He went into the tent. I sent him out of the tent. Get out of here, you. I'm sorry. Wet, get. Two dogs get wet. Sound like that. Help, yelp. They yelp for help. Hill, will. Will went uphill. Will, hill, still. Will is uphill still. It's a big hill. Father, mother, sister, brother. That one is my other brother. My brothers read a little bit. Little words like if and it. My father can read big words too, like Constantinople and Timbuktu. Say, what does this say? See him a wee pet pup. Heth reet be top hop stop. Ask me tomorrow, but not today. It's a mystery. All, call, ball, wall, fall, tall, small. Day, way, play, say. Tent, sent, went. Hop, top, pop. Where, there. Long, song. It, bit. Jumped, bumped, upside down. That was a very cute book. I think it's meant for like little bitty kids, and that's all right. Okay, Dr. Seuss's ABC. It's a beginner book. Kind of like that last one. Big A, little a. What begins with A? Aunt Annie's alligator. A. Big B, little b. What begins with B? Barber Baby Bubbles and the Bumblebee. Big C, little c. What begins with C? Camel on the ceiling. C. Big D, little d. David Donald Do dreamed a dozen donuts and a duck dog too. A duck dog, ooh. A, B, C, D, E. Ear, egg, eggplant. Eggplant? Oh, that's right, but elephant, it says elephant, not eggplant. E. I make mistakes sometimes. It's okay to make mistakes. Big F, little f. F. 4 fluffy feathers on a feffer. A, well, did I miss a, no, okay, all good. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Goat, girl, goo goo goggles. G. Big H, little h. Hungry horse, hay. Hen in a hat. Hooray! Big I, little I. I. Ichabod is itchy. So am I. Big J, little j. What begins with J? Jerry Jordan's jelly jar and jam begin that way. Big K, little k. Kitten, kangaroo. kick a kettle kite, and a king's cachoo. Bless you. Big L, little Lola Lop, left leg lazy line, licks a lollipop. Big M, little M, many mumbling mice are making midnight music in the moonlight. Mighty nice. Big N, little N, what begins with those? 9 noon neckties and a nightshirt and a nose. O is very useful. You use it when you say, Oscar's only ostrich oiled in orange owl today. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P. Painting pink pajamas, policeman in a pail. Peter Pepper's puppy, and now Papa's in the pail. Big Q, little Q, what begins with Q? The quick queen of Quincy and her quackering quackaroo. Quack, 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 quack. Big R, little R, Rosie Robin Ross. Rosie's going riding on her red rhinoceros. Whoa, that would be very cool to see a red rhinoceros. Big S, little S. Silly Sammy Slick sipped 6 sodas and got sick. Oh, too many sodas. I bet he burped really big. T. What begins with T? 10 tired turtles on a tuttle tree. Oh, look at the poor little turtles. Big U, little U. What begins with U? Uncle Ub's umbrella and his underwear too. Big V, little V. Vera Violet Vin is very, very, very awful on her violin. Oh, I bet. WWW. Willie Waterloo washes Warren Wiggins, who is washing Waldo Woo. X is very useful if your name is Nixie Knox. It also comes in handy spelling axe and extra fox. That's a weird looking fox, I tell you what. Big Y, little Y. A yawning yellow yak, young Yolanda Jorgensen is yelling on his back. Help! A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, and what comes next? Z. Big Z, little Z. What begins with Z? What do you think begins with a Z? I do. I am a Zeezer Zazzer Zuz, as you can plainly see. Very fuzzy. Hey, fuzzy has 2 Z's in it too. That's the end of the ABCs. Did you just learn your ABCs? Yay! Woo! And now for everybody's favorite book and mine, The Cat in the Hat by Dr. Seuss. The sun did not shine, it was too wet to play, so we sat in the house all that cold, cold, wet day. I sat there with Sally, we sat there, we two, and I said, how I wish we had something to do. Too wet to go out and too cold to play ball, so we sat in the house and we did nothing at all. So all we could do was sit, and we did not like it, not one little bit. Bump! And then something went bump. How that bump made us jump. We looked, and then we saw him step in on the mat. We looked, and we saw him, the cat in the hat. And he said to us, "Why do you sit there like that? I know it is wet and the sun is not sunny, but we can have lots of good fun. That is funny." "I know some good games we could play," said the cat. "I know some new tricks," said the cat in the hat. "A lot of good tricks. I will show them to you. Your mother will not mind at all if I do." Then Sally and I did not know what to say. Our mother was out of the house for the day. But our fish said, "No, no, make that cat go away. Tell that cat in the hat you do not want to play. He should not be here. He should not be about. He should not be here when your mother is out." "Now, now, have no fear, said the cat. "My tricks are not bad," said the cat in the hat. "Why, we can have lots of good fun if you wish, with a game that I call Up, Up, Up with a Fish." "Put me down," said the fish. "This is no fun at all." "Put me down," said the fish. "I do not wish to fall." "Have no fear," said the cat. "I will not let you fall. I will hold you up high as I stand on a ball, with a book on one hand and a cup on my hat. But that is not all I can do," said the cat. Look at me now," said the cat. "With a cup and a cake on the top of my hat, I can hold up 2 books. I can hold up the fish, and a little toy ship, and some milk on a dish. And look, I can hop up and down on the ball. But that is not all. Oh, no, that is not all." Look at me now. It is fun to have fun, but you have to know how. I can hold up the cup and the milk and the cake. I can hold up these books and the fish on a rake. I can hold the toy ship and a little toy man. And look, with my tail, I can hold a red fan. I can fan with the fan as I hop on the ball. But that is not all. Oh, no, that is not all. This is what the cat said. Then he fell on his head. He came down with a bump from up there on the ball, and Sally and I, we saw all the things fall. And our fish came down too. He fell into a pot. He said, "Do I like this? Oh, no, I do not. This is not a good game," said our fish as he lit. "No, I do not like it, not one little bit." "Now look what you did," said the fish to the cat. "Now look at this house. Look at this, look at that. You sank our toy ship, you sank it deep in the cake. You shook up our house, and you bent our new rake. You should not be here when our mother is out. You get out of this house," said the fish in the pot. "But I like to be here. Oh, I like it a lot," said the cat in the hat to the fish in the pot. "I will not go away. I do not wish to go. And so," said the cat in the hat, so, I will show you another good game that I know." And then he ran out, and then, fast as a fox, the cat in the hat came back in with a box, a big red wood box. It was shut with a hook. "Now look at this trick," said the cat. "Take a look." Then he got up on top with the tip of his hat. "I call this game Fun in a Box," said the cat. In this box are 2 things. I will show you now. You will like these 2 things, said the cat with a bow. I will pick up the hook. You will see something new. 2 things, and I call them Thing 1 and Thing 2. These things will not bite you. They want to have fun. Then out of the box came Thing 2 and Thing 1, and they ran to us fast. They said, "How do you do? Would you like to shake hands with Thing 1 and Thing 2? And Sally and I did not know what to do, so we had to shake hands with Thing 1 and Thing 2. We shook their 2 hands, but our fish said, "No, no, those things should not be in this house. Make them go. They should not be here when your mother is out. When your mother is not. Put them out, said the fish in the pot. Have no fear, little fish, said the cat in the hat. These things are good things, and he gave them a pat. They are tame, oh so tame. They have come here to play. They will give you some fun on this wet, wet, wet day. Now, here is a game that they like, said the cat. They like to fly kites, said the cat in the hat. No, not in the house, said the fish in the pot. They should not fly kites in the house. They should not. Oh, the things they will bump. Oh, the things they will hit. Oh, I do not like it. Not one little bit. Then Sally and I saw them run down the hall. We saw those 2 things bump their kites on the wall. Bump, thump, thump, bump, down the wall in the hall. Thing 2 and Thing 1, they ran up, they ran down. On the string of one kite we saw Mother's new gown, her gown with the dots that are pink, white, and red. Then we saw one kite bump on the top of her bed. Then those things ran about with big bumps, jumps, and kicks, and with hops and big thumps and all kinds of bad tricks. And I said, I do not like the way that they play. If Mother could see this, oh, what would she say? Then our fish said, Look, look! And our fish shook with fear. Your mother is on her way home. Do you hear? Oh, what will she do to us? What will she say? Oh, she will not like it to find us this way. So do something fast, said the fish. Do you hear? I saw her. Your mother is near. So as fast as you can, think of something to do. You will have to get rid of Thing 1 and Thing 2. So as fast as I could, I went after my net, and I said, with my net, I can get them, I bet. I bet with my net, I can get those things yet. Then I let down my net. It came down with a plop. Then I had them at last. Those 2 things had to stop. Then I said to the cat, Now you do as I say. You pack up those things and you take them away. Oh dear, said the cat. You did not like our game? Oh dear, what a shame, what a shame, what a shame. Then he shut up the things in the box with a hook, and the cat went away with a sad kind of look. That is good, said the fish. He has gone away, yes, but your mother will come. She will find this big mess, and this mess is so big and so deep and so tall, we cannot pick it up. There is no way at all. And then, who was back in the house? Why, the cat. Have no fear of this mess, said the cat in the hat. I always pick up all my playthings, and so I will show you another good trick that I know. Then we saw him pick up all the things that were down. He picked up the cake and the rake and the gown, and the milk and the strings and the books and the dish and the fan and the cup and the ship and the fish. And he put them away. Then he said, "That is that." And then he was gone with the tip of his hat. Then our mother came in, and she said to us two, "Did you have any fun? Tell me, what did you do?" Sally and I did not know what to say. Should we tell her the things that went on there that day? Should we tell her about it? Now, what should we do? Well, what would you do if your mother asked you? The Cat in the Hat. So our last story was The Cat in the Hat. But guess what? The Cat in the Hat comes back. What? I didn't even know this book existed. This was no time for play. This was no time for fun. This was no time for games. There was work to be done. All that deep, deep snow, all that snow had to go. When our mother went down to the town for the day, she said, "Somebody has to clean all this away. Somebody has to, you see." And she picked out two somebodies, Sally and me. Well, there we were. We were working like that. And then who should come up but the Cat in the Hat. "Oh, Sally said. "Don't you talk to that cat. That cat is a bad one, that Cat in the Hat. He plays lots of tricks. Don't you let him come near. You know what he did the last time he was here." "Play tricks?" laughed the cat. "Oh, my. No. I just want to go in to get out of the snow. Keep your mind on your work. You just stay there, you two. I will go in the house and find something to do." Then that cat went right in. He was up to no good, so I ran in after, as fast as I could. Do you know where I found him? You know where he was? He was eating a cake in the tub. Yes, he was. The hot water was on, and the cold water too, and I said to the cat, "What a bad thing to do." "But I like to eat cake in a tub," laughed the cat. "You should try it sometime," laughed the cat as he sat. And then I got mad. This was no time for fun. I said, "Cat, you get out. There is work to be done. I have no time for tricks. I must go back and dig. I can't have you in here eating cake like a pig. You get out of this house. We don't want you about." Then I shut off the water and let it run out. The water ran out, and then I saw the ring. A ring in the tub, and oh boy, what a thing! A big, long, pink cat ring. It looked like pink ink, and I said, "Will this ever come off? I don't think." "Have no fear of that ring," laughed the Cat in the Hat. "Why, I can take cat rings off tubs just like that." Do you know how he did it? With Mother's white dress. Now the tub was all clean, but her dress was a mess. Then Sally looked in. Sally saw the dress too, and Sally and I did not know what to do. We should work in the snow, but that dress, what a spot! "It may never come off," Sally said. "It may not." But the cat laughed. Ho ho! I can make the spot go. The way I take spots off a dress is just so. See here, laughed the cat. It is not hard at all. The thing that takes spots off a dress is a wall. Then we saw the cat wipe the spot off the dress. Now the dress was all clean, but the wall, what a mess. Oh, wall spots, he laughed. Let me tell you some news. To take spots off a wall, all I need is 2 shoes. Whose shoes did he use? I looked and saw whose, and I said to the cat, this is very bad news. Now the spot is all over Dad's $10 shoes. But your dad will not know about that, said the cat. He will never find out, laughed the cat in the hat. His $10 shoes will have no spots at all. I will rub them right off on this rug in the hall. But now we have rug spots, I yelled. What a day. Rug spots. What's next? Can you take them away? Don't ask me, he laughed. Why, you know that I can. Then he picked up the rug and away the cat ran. I can clean up those rug spots before you count 3. No spots are too hard for a hat cat like me. He ran into Dad's bedroom, and then the cat said, It is good that your dad has the right kind of bed. Then he shook the rug. Crack! Now the bed had the spot, and all I could say was, Now what, cat? Now what? But the cat just stood still. He just looked at the bed. This is not the right kind of a bed, the cat said. To take spots off this bed will be hard, said the cat. I can't do it alone, said the cat in the hat. It is good that I have someone to help me, he said, right here in my hat, on the top of my head. It is good that I have him here with me today. It helps me a lot. This is Little Cat A. And then Little Cat A took the hat off his head. It is good I have someone to help me, he said. This is Little Cat B, and I keep him about, and when I need help, then I let him come out. And then B said, I think we need Little Cat C. That spot is too much for the A cat and me. But now have no fear. We will clean it away. The 3 of us. Little Cats B, C, and A. Come on, take it away, yelled Little Cat A. I will hit that old spot with this broom, do you see? It comes off the old bed and goes on the TV. And little Cat B cleaned up the TV. He cleaned it with milk, put the spot in a pan, and then C blew it out of the house with a fan. But look where it went, I said. Look where it blew. You blew the mess out of the house, that is true. But now you made snow spots. You can't let them stay. Let us think about that now, said C, B, and A. With some help, we can do it, said Little Cat C. Then pop on his head we saw Little Cat D. Then pop, 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 Little Cats E, F, and G. We will clean up that snow if it takes us all day. If it takes us all night, we will clean it away, said Little Cats G, F, E, D, C, B, A. They ran out of the house, then we ran out too, and the big cat laughed. Now you will see something new. My cats are all clever. My cats are good shots. My cats have good guns. They will kill all those spots. But this did not look very clever to me. Kill snow spots with pop guns? That just could not be. All this does make more spots, we yelled at the cat. Your cats are no good. Put them back in your hat. Take your little cats G, F, E, D, C, B, A. Put them back in your hat and you take them away. Oh, no, said the cat. All they need is more help. Help is all they need, so keep still and don't yelp. Then little cat G took the hat off his head. I have little cat H here to help us, he said. Little cats H, I, J, K, L, and M, but our work is so hard we must have more of them. We need little cat N, we need O, we need P, we need little cats Q, R, S, T, U, and V. Come on! Kill those spots! Kill the mess, yelled the cats. And they jumped at the snow with long rakes and red bats. They put it in pails and they made high pink hills, pink snowmen, pink snowballs, and little pink pills. Oh, the things that they did, and they did them so hard, it was all one big spot now, all over the yard. But the big cat stood there and he said, "This is good. This is what they should do, and I knew that they would. With a little more help, all the work will be done. They need one more cat, and I know just the one. Look close in my hand. I have little cat V. On his head are cats W, X, Y, and Z. Z is too small to see, so don't try. You cannot. The Z is the cat who will clean up that spot." "Now here is the Z you can't see," said the cat, "and I bet you can't guess what he has in his hat. He has something called Voom. Voom is so hard to get, you never saw anything like it, I bet. While Voom cleans up anything clean as can be." Then he yelled, "Take off your hat now, little cat Z. Take the Voom off your head, make it clean up the snow. Hurry, you little cat. 1, 2, 3, go!" Then the Voom, it went Voom, and oh boy, what a Voom. Now don't ask me what Voom is, I will never know. But boy, let me tell you, it does clean up snow. "So you see," laughed the cat, "now your snow is all white. Now your work is all done. Now your house is all right. And you know where my little cats are?" said the cat. "That Voom blew my little cats back in my hat. And so if you ever have spots now and then, I will be very happy to come here again." With little cats A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, and O, P, and Q, R, S, T, and cat U, and cat V, and little cats W, X, Y, and Z. The end. The cat in the hat comes back. Thank you so much for coming to this story time and reading all these wonderful Dr. Seuss books. It was great. And please subscribe if you liked it. And I'll be reading many, many, many more books in the future. All right. Thank you. Bye-bye. Love you and take care.